It just means you're not like keeping it hush-hush that you're talking about Jesus. You're just like talking about him out loud. Maybe a little louder even than normal. My voice is like, a little bit bigger voice. I'm not shy about it. When I'm talking about the Lord, I just talk about the Lord. You have no idea how many people 2 feet away from you are intently listening to what you're saying. So we're sitting there talking, and we're actually wrapping things up and getting ready to pray for one another, and we're going to be done with the meeting. And a woman walks up, and she says, "Excuse me, I don't mean to interrupt you, but I was listening to what you were talking about." I said, "You have no idea. It's actually no interruption at all." She said, "I had packed up my things, and I was in my car, and I was driving down the road, and something told me I had to come back and ask you this question." I'm like, "It's on." It was actually on about 5 minutes ago. Yeah, but it is on. It's on. I said, "Why don't you sit down?" So she sits down, and I have no idea what she's going to ask. I mean, that's the beauty of being dependent on the Holy Spirit, is we don't have to have the answers to all these questions. I mean, he's just going to respond when and if he wants to respond to that particular person. So she sits down, and she says, "If God is real, why are all these bad things happening? Why are all these bad things happening?" And I opened my mouth, and this is the answer that came out. I said, "Actually, the world as you see it right now is not God's will, and it's not God's heart." I said, "The world as you see it is the result of billions of people deciding that they're going to go their own way, make their own choices, and agree with darkness." And I said, if God has his way, when you surrender your life to God and you actually know who he is, then he begins to use you to release his goodness and release his joy and release his love and to transform the world around us. I said, he desires to have a relationship with all of us so that this world will not look the way it is, but it will look like he intends it. And as I share this story with her, tears began to roll down her face. And I said, "Do you want to be part of the solution? Are you ready to surrender your life to him so that you can start seeing his will done on earth as it is in heaven?" And she said, "I am." She gave her life to Jesus and received the Holy Spirit right there. So that was God's answer then, and I think it's a good answer. Yeah, it's about choice. It's about free will. He's not going to make the world be the way he wants it to. He's going to let us choose up to a point where he says, "That's enough." And when he says that's enough, then he cracks through the sky riding on a white horse. Come on, somebody. Eyes like flames of fire. Justice in his hand. And he declares war on the nations and judges them righteously. Oh, it's going to be so